at it again, and we have one with Paul Harvey with a very, very interesting message, apparently, that was similar in certain ways to Yuri's. Let's dive in. A warning from 1965.
If I were the devil, if I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree, thee. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first.
Ooh. He said I wouldn't be happy until I got the ripest apple on the tree, the United States. The last frontier. Something exactly what Yuri was talking about. America was the last hope. It's the last stand. Once America falls, it all falls apart. Very, very similar message here. Very, very similar message. I'm gonna rewind that back a little bit. Let's jump
Set
back
about,
in.
however necessary, to take over thee. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would...
Yeah, we got to break this down. There's going to be some pausing in this because that's happening as well. The breakdown of religion. We're seeing that happen. Just like what Yuri was describing to us before in the previous video, that's on point, which is scary because if this is from 1965, we have been completely blind, or the powers that we've been fighting against this entire time have just been too strong to stop this train. Y'all let me know. I haven't been around long enough to know, okay?
Whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray.
What's bad is good and what's good is square. Sounds familiar, huh? This is scary
What's
stuff.
bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington.
Oh.
And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames.
And with promises of higher ratings. He was wrong about the higher ratings. As a matter of fact, ratings have been coming down for some of these mainstream media platforms that have been pushing BS. And matter of fact, I think what is it? Was it CNN that has new ownership who's trying to change the landscape of what they report? I want to say it's CNN. Let me know in the comment section, but I believe it was CNN that is going to try to start changing the type of news that they report and being a little more fair and honest with things. So we'll see where that goes. We'll see if they actually fire folks, because I heard they were supposed to be firing some folks too along the way. So we shall see. We shall see.
Till each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were
everything. Allowing kids to run off of their emotions to the point where you need metal detectors and drug sniffing dogs. Yeah, this is crazy.
priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious.
Exactly what they're trying to do now.
What'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure.
Oof.
In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing. Paul Harvey.
He said, in other words, if I were the devil, I would just keep right on doing what he is doing. So basically, in 1965, he described everything that he saw beginning or continuing to happen. I don't know exactly. If anybody knows, let me know in the comment section. Obviously, I haven't been around since 1965. Nothing against anybody who has, you know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing. But he was describing everything that he was seeing going on around him. And Mike dropped it with, I would just keep doing what I was doing. And we see the end results of that today. Well, I don't want to say end results. It's just crazy how accurate that is. I mean, just spot on with just about everything. Minus the little ratings thing. Everything else was spot on point. And if guys like Yuri, like Paul Harvey, if guys like that can perfectly describe what exactly was happening or continuing to happen and still happening today, back then, how have we not turned the ship around? For anybody that knows, was this not put out there a lot more back then? Did people just ignore it? Did people consider him a conspiracy theorist? What happened when this audio was originally released? Let me know in the comment section. I'm really interested to know, because that perfectly describes everything. You look around today, and it's to a T. It's crazy. So I'm just really curious. And obviously, in today's world, the difference between a conspiracy theory is the truth is 6 to 7 months. So if somebody like him were to release that today, we would all know, okay, yeah, this is the real deal. Give it a little bit of time. You may not see it completely now. The picture may not be 100% clear right this second. 6 to 7 months to a year, it'll be crystal clear. Just about every conspiracy theory that has come out more recently has been proven to be true. Crazy how that works, huh? All of the time social media banned people for saying certain things, only to realize later on that that was actually the truth. Which is also scary too, that social media sites can just ban you for saying things when in reality it was actually the truth. I don't know. I feel like people should be able to sue for that, but I don't know. Y'all let me know in the comment section if we have any lawyers that are watching this, if that is a possibility. Because of course it was called disinformation and misinformation or whatever else, when in reality it wasn't. It was actually the truth. It just needed a little bit of extra time for the world to realize that it was the truth, but it was actually the truth. So anyway, yeah, scary, very scary. But also my question to you guys would be, how do we turn this thing around? How do we get the ship back on the right track? How do we fix the entire system after so many years of it heading in the wrong direction? Apparently it's been going on since at least 1965. So how do we turn it around? Is it possible? Are we doomed? Let me know in the comment section below. And like, share, comment, and of course, hit that subscribe button before you go. And if you would like to support the channel more than you already have, my PayPal link is in the description box below. Peace and love. I'm out.